Okay, you finally come to your senses and you decide, okay, hey, all right, I'm gonna tell you what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna get the hottest microphone on the market right now. I'm gonna get none other than the Samson Q9U. You see that? You see that beautiful piece of art right there? Guess what? You're still wrong. Oh my God. Yo, I really hated to make that video, but at the end of the day, this video is not sponsored, and even if it was, I'm still gonna give my honest opinion. Y'all know I really love Samsung, but yeah, the jury is out, and the verdict has not changed. We're still not buying the Samson Q9U. We're gonna wait for the Q10U or whatever it is they're gonna do to fix this microphone. All right, so we're gonna talk about it. All right, Samsung, I love you, but yeah, this ain't it. This ain't it. Let's talk about it. Hey, what's going on, party people, and thanks for tuning in to another video. My name is Walter Jennette, founder and creative director of Create, Inspire, and Solve. And on this channel, you can expect to find inspiration and solutions that are going to help you build a better brand, help you grow your business, and help you create a community around the things that you're most passionate about. We just happen to do that through content creation and strategy. If this is your first time watching, thanks for tuning in. Do yourself a favor, go ahead and click that subscribe button, and while you're at it, go ahead and hit that bell notification so you can be notified every single time that I post new content to the channel. But let's jump into today's video. All right, so normally I know most YouTubers would probably hold their overall opinions until the end. I have not hidden mine. We're gonna jump right to it. We're gonna get straight to the point. You do not need to purchase the Samson Q9U. At least not right now, and it really depends on what the situation is. And the reason I feel this way is because I'm such a fanboy, I'll be honest. I love the Samson Q2U. You guys know I talk about it in just about every single one of my videos. It's the one mic that I recommend over anything else, whether it's budget, whether it's professional, it doesn't matter. I love the value that you get out of the Samson Q2U. And I know the Samson Q9U was announced at CES back in 2019, and it's taken literally an entire year and a half for it really to hit mainstream production, and to really, 2 years for it to really just get out to everybody. And like I said, this video is not sponsored. I purchased the Samson Q9U with my own money. Everybody was looking forward to it, and yeah, it sucks straight out of the box. Straight out of the box. Now, a lot of people may say, Walt, that's kind of harsh. Not in my opinion, because the Samson Q2U, which I'm recording with right now, that you're listening to right now, there is no EQ. The only thing that's going on, I'm running this into my Rodecaster Pro, and I got the gain set to about 40% on this. So that's it. And by the time you're listening to this now, there may be a boost of maybe 6 decibels. There is no processing going on this microphone right now. Now, one thing to also keep in mind, the microphone is gonna it's gonna sound different depending on your voice. So again, my criticism may actually sound harsh, but I've seen 100 videos already on the Q9U, and you're gonna hear the sound quality when it comes up in a second. They pretty much all sound the same. Right out of the box, just flat, it's muddy. It's muddy. Like, if you listen to videos of the Shure SM7B, which you can tell that Samsung was clearly going after, even something like, Rode, and their Procaster mics, it's just I'd rather you buy a Shure, SM58 or 57 or something, or just stick to the Q2U, because there is no clarity in the mic whatsoever. Now, the biggest issue I have with that is because Samsung is really pushing this as a broadcast quality microphone. You can see it in the branding, you can see it all over the packaging. One of the things they talk about is clarity. You got the mid presence, the bass roll off, and all of these things that you have to add. It's not a big deal, it's just a click of a button. But the sound quality sounds better. It's not the greatest, it sounds better when you do these things. But I'm like, yo, that should be the starting point. That should be the starting point. I shouldn't have to change anything to get there. that should be the starting point, especially when you look at the aesthetics of the mic, which I think people were really excited about, because a lot of times when I recommend the Samson Q2U, people are like, yo, it just looks like a normal old school microphone. I'm trying to be like Joe Rogan, but I don't want to pay the Joe Rogan prices. And, you know, so we really want to look good, you know, while we sound good. And I thought that's what we were going to get with the Q9U, that they were really going to bring in, you know, that aesthetic to match the great sound quality that we got from the Q2U, and that really didn't happen. So, you know, obvious things are the same. It's still an XLR mic, it's still a USB microphone, still has a headphone jack. The biggest thing with this Q9U versus the Q2U is that the Q9U actually has USB-C. Now, I have heard that some people, their USB-C cable is USB-C to like USB type A. I got both cables, USB-C to USB A, and then USB-C straight to USB-C. So that's gonna work well with like your new, especially MacBooks, your new MacBooks M1, even like the 2019 version. And then a lot of your Windows machines today are USB-C based. So and it's supposed to give you some better quality there, like 24-bit, 96 kilohertz, all those different types of things. But like I said, this is not really the channel for that, you know, so we're really not going to get into the technicality of the microphone. But those are the obvious things. They kept that the same. But like I said, the biggest difference is that, you know, right off the bat, the microphone looks different. It's pretty heavy, looks dense, it looks great. It's like, yo, it's exciting because it's like, yo, this is the mic that's going to be the Shure SM7B killer. Not by any chance or any stretch of the imagination. You can kind of tell more so they were competing against the Shure MV7 because you still have that XLR, USB, and the headphone jack capability. This microphone actually also has a mute button, which is great. Kind of goes back to the Blue Yeti, you know what I'm saying, where you have that physical mute button that mutes USB and XLR. So they took, you can tell they took components from Shure. They took components from the Yeti, which is now under Logitech. They also took components from Rode, because you have this built-in shock mount. Like I said, it's supposed to be built for broadcast, right? Well, you can kind of see the grill on it with the Shure SM7B. If you take off the windscreen, you see that there the mic capsule, you know, looks a whole lot different than what this looks like. The grill that's on the Q9U, you actually can't even remove. But it kind of looks like the pod mic, or it looks like one of Rode's broadcasts, like their Procaster mic or something like that. So it's like they say, hey, we're going to take the best from Shure, we're going to take the best from Rode, and we're going to take the best from even Blue, you know, the Yeti line, and we're going to throw all of those things into the mic, and it looks great. You get the package and you unbox it, you're like, yo, I got the greatest mic of all time. And then you plug it up and it's like, no. It doesn't appear that way. So what I'm gonna do, we're gonna get rid of the Samson Q2U. I love it. Y'all know I'm partial to it, and I'm gonna try to keep this as even as possible. I'm gonna jump over here to the Q9U, and again, we're gonna start out with it flat. Then I'm gonna add the mid presence boost, bass roll off, play with it a little bit, and then I'm gonna play a clip. I'm gonna show you how I would actually EQ this, how I would process it, and what it would sound like. All right, let's get over there now. All right, so right now you're getting a chance to hear what the Q9U sounds like. I'm actually right now for this particular test using XLR going into the Rodecaster Pro. I've got the gain set at about 40%. That's it. So definitely a little more gain hungry than I thought, because I got this fader pushed all the way up. And right now I'm hitting somewhere around about -15 dB consistently. All right, now again, I have to put this disclaimer out there. I'm going to be partial to the Samson Q2U because of the clarity I get right out of the box with no EQ. Same thing with the Q9U right now. This is flat, no EQ. The mid presence boost, the mid boost presence, the mid presence boost, whatever you want to call it, it's not activated right now. The bass roll off is not activated right now. I have no processing, no EQ whatsoever going on in the Rodecaster Pro. This is what it sounds like straight out of the box going into the XLR. To me, there's no clarity. It's a lot muddy. Even the Shure SM7B, when you listen to videos and you listen to audio samples with raw unprocessed audio, even though it's gonna give you a lot of that low end presence, there's still clarity immediately straight out the box. this sounds like you got COVID. Like this sounds like you got a sore throat or you got a cold or like you're congested or something like that. And I absolutely hate that. All right. So this is flat. Now I'm going to show you what it sounds like when we activate the bass roll off. So let's jump over there. All right, now you're getting a chance to listen to the Samson Q9U with the bass roll off activated. Again, I still don't love it. And a lot of these things, I'm an audio junkie. I'm not an engineer, I'm a junkie. So I'm always gonna process my audio in post-production. But for the average person that's creating video content, podcasting, whatever, my audience, I can't talk about anybody else's. They're looking for a solution straight out of the box. They're not dealing with all of that EQ and stuff. So even the bass roll-off still doesn't really help the quality and the clarity that much. But again, putting this disclaimer out there, this is to my voice. So think about the things you've heard me shoot videos with the pod mic. You've heard me talk with the Q2U before I actually started this portion of the video. And this is what we're doing right now with the bass roll-off. Now I'm going to turn the bass roll-off off. I'm going to activate the mid presence boost, okay? Mid presence boost. All right, so now you're listening to the Samson Q9U with the mid presence boost activated. So I think this sounds a little bit better than the bass roll off because now we're starting to get some of that clarity back, okay? So we're starting to get there just a little bit. I don't know how it sounds to you. I can tell you what it sounds like in my ears. It sounds a whole, I can hear my voice starting to cut through the mic. And that's the thing about mids. That's what happens when you give it that slight boost, it starts to cut through all of that muddiness. Now, to me, this should have been the starting point for the mic out the box because I think this gets closer to the Shure SM7B or even the Shure MV7 right out the box, all right? So I wish this was actually the starting point because it's like, hey, I can hear my voice starting to cut through all of that. We still have the low end that gives that nice radio Joe Rogan podcast feel. It's like that boom, boom, boom presence. I still think it's a little too muddy for me personally, but yes, we hear the voice starting to cut through again. This is the Samson Q9U with the mid boost activated. Now what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna turn on the mid boost and the bass roll off so we can hear what they both sound like on at the same time. All right, so now you're listening to the Samson Q9U with the mid boost presence activated and the bass roll off activated. Now, I think I still like it a little bit more with just the mid activated. That some of that bass roll off again, I'd rather do that in post. I don't necessarily like the way they're doing it inside of the microphone. So that's something I might leave off and then actually EQ it even further in post. But it's not bad. It's not bad. You know, it's not bad. I don't really like it. It's not bad. The bass roll off, I think they just could have eliminated altogether. Again, Shure SM7B has that, so I understand why they added it. Shure MV7 has that, I understand why they added it. But it's one of those things I'm like, y'all probably could have left that off altogether and just really left that mid boost, you know, that mid presence boost in there. I really like that a lot. Again, like I said, I'm not an audio engineer and you may not be either if you're watching this video, but you be the judge. You know, like I said, it's a little more crunchier. Like my voice is really cutting through now and it doesn't necessarily sound distorted. It's more high end than I actually like trying to mix. It's like the treble and the bass are trying to compete. So it sounds a little distorted in my ear and I don't like that. So like I said, I love the mid boost presence by itself because I can hear my voice starting to cut through and I hear that clarity coming through. But now it sounds like there's a competition going on between the bass and the treble, and that I do not like. All right, and now you're getting a chance to hear how I would actually EQ the Samson Q9U to fit my preferences. So again, I'm going to show you here in the info card the video I did about how I EQ the Samson Q2U. Basically, I'm going to follow that same process. Like I tell you guys, I have a preset for myself for my voice. Again, this video is based on my voice, my preference. You may actually love the way the Samson Q9U sounds to you. But again, just being consistent, I think I've seen consistent results with my own testing compared to the 100 other videos that I've seen on YouTube about the Samson Q9U. but this is what it sounds like now, how I would actually EQ it with my voice. What I did, I turned off the bass roll off and I left on that mid boost presence. Cause like I said, that to me should have been the starting point. If I'm starting to shoot YouTube videos, if I'm creating content for social media, if I'm trying to start a podcast and I'm saying, hey, I'm recommending a nice, affordable mic that looks good, that sounds great, you know, because the Samson Q9U, $200, and a lot of people will say, hey, you get what you pay for. The Shure SM7B, it's a, you know, $400 microphone. Samson Q9U, you know, is a $200 microphone. So they're like, hey, it's going to be $200 difference in the mic. And that's arguable. You know, we can talk about that. And I know you get what you pay for. But at the end of the day, coming straight out of the box, if I'm going to recommend something to somebody, I don't want them to have to go through all the EQ, post-process, and all these different types of things. I think that should have been the starting point, eliminating the bass roll-off period, because like I said, the microphone does not, the hardware does not do a great job of that. Maybe if there was some software that came along with it, like Shure offers, you know, if Samsung did that, if they did that, release some software that maybe you can go ahead and kind of fix the issues that are going on with the mic. Again, that's kind of pointless as well because we're talking straight out of the box. But yeah, you know, like I said, I love Samsung. I love the Q2U, and my expectation was that we were going to get a nice, aesthetically pleasing version of the Q2U. And like I said in the previous video, I don't like odd numbers anyway. So I'm like, yo, y'all should have stuck with even numbers. Let's take what we did in the Q2U. Let's take what we did as far as an aesthetic with the Q9U and give us the Q10U, and let's do this all over again. So like I said, hopefully you guys found some value out of this. Let me know. Do you agree? Do you disagree? What microphone are you actually using right now? Again, like I said, I may be biased a little bit, but again, for the people I'm recommending my audio and equipment to, straight out of the box, you don't want to have to do all of the extra work. Not really feeling this right now. But if you like this video, go ahead and hit the like button. If you dislike, I prefer that you wouldn't hit the button, but that's your honest opinion. Do that as well. If you haven't already, feel free to click that subscribe button. And while you're at it, click that bell notification so you can be notified every single time we post new content to the channel. But until next time, I'll catch you guys in the next video. Hey, what's going on, party people? I want to thank you again for taking the time to watch my video. Your watch time, your views, your likes, your subscriptions, they go a long way. Now, I would love to continue making content like this, reviewing different microphones, but the reality is your boy ain't got all that money to be spending on gear, you know what I'm saying? So what I invite you to do, if you want to see more content like this, I invite you, you know what I'm saying, to support me, partner with me. I'm going to drop the link down in the description, but you should see it popping up on the screen right now. Buy me a coffee. Buy me a coffee is your way of saying, hey, Walt, I'm rocking with you. I love the content you're creating. It's also your way of saying, hey, I want to help you rent or purchase this equipment so you can do this review. Like for instance, somebody asked me, yo, can I do a comparison between like the Q2U, the Shure SM7B, the Shure SM57, and then I think like the pod mic or something like that. And I was like, sure, as soon as I get my hands on one, because I'm telling y'all, am I gonna buy a Shure SM7B? Maybe somewhere down the road, but considering I'm gonna have to get like a cloud lifter or some type of preamp with it as well, it's about $500. I'm not in the market to spend $500 on a microphone right now. Somebody else may want to buy it for me, and there's your opportunity with Buy Me a Coffee. So again, thank you so much for your support through your watch hours, through your likes, through your subscription. If you feel like you want to take that a bit further, the link is in the description. Thank you. Catch you guys in the next video.